Everything kind of fell into place when it came to Breathe. We had this vision of trying to bring a lot of cool people together that shared a lot of really cool passion for slacklining and beyond that even. And pretty much just started with a thought. We started connecting with the people around us and realized that the resources we had right in front of us was going to be enough to fuel what we had envisioned.
We kind of grew up during our 20s going to lots and lots of different festivals, music festivals. We've gone to the big ones, the small ones, and we love the environment of festivals. But we kind of grew out of that party environment, that party festival environment. So we wanted to develop something that had a festival feel, but more enriching, more healthy, more sort of transformative.
That's what you find here at Breathe is the most beautiful ideal of humanity that I can imagine, and I want to be here all the time. I want to be around conscious, strong, beautiful people that are loving life and are willing to laugh at themselves, are willing to push themselves, are willing to be honest with themselves, are willing to do the work of making life the best for themselves as well as everyone around them.
All things at Breathe melt together in some way, shape, or form. It may not be something that you do personally, but the events and the things and the people that you see at Breathe will make you feel part of a community that I've never personally experienced before this Breathe Festival.
I was really excited about it to be able to jump into Breathe because I had heard about this festival when I was living in California over the winter, and I just heard about it at kind of a skydiving, base jumping, highlining, boogie gathering type thing, and somebody was like, dude, if you're living in Illinois, you got to go to this thing called the Breathe Festival.
The first year when I showed up at Breathe, it was like the best experience I've ever had in my life. It's like a joy that I've never experienced somewhere else. It's a special place for sure.
This year was beautiful. How many people came together to help take a load off the crew that did so much the last 2 years, and to spread it out, to spread out the work and make it easier for everyone as a community like it should be. I don't think there are words for not, and I mean, there's no one profound enough to speak to wrap that up.
I see Breathe becoming something bigger than we can even imagine right now. The festival is growing in numbers, exponentially already. So I see it more as a community evolution where not only are we creating events, but we're creating a sense of community and bigger projects. And what that may look like is other smaller events throughout the nation and even world that lead up to larger Breathe events, similar to something that's going on today.
All the different practices we have out here, stretch, twist, and bend the mind in all of these places. And then you stop, you take a breath, you have a conversation. And then you go do another practice in some form, whether it's artistic, whether it's physical, whether it's mental. And then you take a break and you have a conversation with a friend, and then you start to realize that you're more present with that friend.
No one has ever heard of Breathe and they're considering coming. I would say to them, if even a piece of them felt drawn to it, to honor that and to come.
Really explore and take this time to find new things you might like. If you're a pro slackliner, you can come here and learn how to play the didgeridoo. You can learn to juggle, handstand, do acro yoga. You can learn to stand up paddleboard. If you're a beginner slackliner, you can learn to slackline, you can learn to trick line, there's so many different facets of this festival that the most important thing to do when you first get here is study the schedule. I think for anybody that has never been to a Breathe festival, things you should know are you are going to leave being a better person. You're going to feel a sense of family and community. More than anything, you're going to walk away feeling happy. And I think all of us can say that's our number one goal. We're trying to be happy and we're trying to have fun, and that's what Breathe is all about.
one huge, party. Not the type of like rager party where people are getting like wasted or anything, but it's an amazing time. Just for 3 solid days, you're just meeting people, having fun, getting in the water, getting on slacklines, learning, maybe finding where your comfort zone, begins and ends with, physical activity and moving meditations.
I look back at like before the first Breathe started, and I had no idea what it was going to be like, and it exceeded any thought of what it could possibly be. So looking into the future, I don't really want to look forward because I feel like it just keeps evolving and changing really naturally. So I'm just excited to see that and be a part of it.
Everything about Breathe is awesome. I love that it's a general encompassing breathe. It's breath. It's not just slacklining.
One of the things I enjoy most about this festival is watching people like progress and grow. Like, as bad as it sounds, like I really like when someone gets on one of the water lines and just like whiffs it right into the water, like first try and they're in the water face down, and you watch that same person at the end of the festival and they're like, you see them walking on it, and I like to see that progression, especially when it's on something that like we've created.
Stepping back and looking at all these people that we brought together and seeing friendships created, relationships created, all these really awesome things. I'm like getting a little like, oh yeah, right? Yeah, it's really moving. It's really moving. It comes from like the center of your heart out.
I am amazed at how many people have come to us. That it's funny you mentioned Saturday night, because last year Saturday night really sticks out to me of how many people walked up to us and were just like, oh my God, like this is changing my life. Like nothing will ever be the same after this. We've had so many people that change career paths, that get home from Breathe and realize they're miserable in their career and they're not going to do it anymore. We have friends that have gone on to start their own businesses out of it. So how people take Breathe with them and what they decide to do after this to honor their truth a little bit more is really what is amazing to me.
Breathe has been the community that I've looked for my entire life.
It's like that. I mean, we're all a big family.
Come to Breathe. That's all, man. Cool.